Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the channel, Beautiful Awakening with Shantia. Welcome to another pick a card reading with me. Okay, so for today's special pick a card reading, we're going to be looking into how you can thrive during this time. Let me be honest, I did a reading earlier around the eclipse and the eclipse energy, and the message to me that were coming through were redundant, so I wanted to bring some fresh energy. And as the person who's doing the readings, I think it's important for us to focus on positive topics to make sure we're feeling encouraged and empowered to step into our truth. And to me, that involves a lot of you embracing your peace, embracing all the qualities of yourself that help you to feel attuned to yourself. And I feel like the energy I was getting around the eclipse energy was redundant, but also it was a reflection of those limiting beliefs, which will, those always come up, but I felt like that there's too much of that going on. It's time for you to focus on, moving forward, moving the energy, shifting the energy, navigating in a way that is really healthy for you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started, and I will introduce the group to you, and we will do our meditation. We got group number 1 here with the tiger's eye. We have group number 2 with the fluorite. And we have group number 3 with the spirit quartz. And here are all of these crystals up close. Here's the singing bowl. All right, group number 1, if you chose the tiger's eye, we'll start with you. Hey, group number 1, welcome to your reading. Okay, so first we pull energies, and then I will pull cards soon afterwards. Let's go ahead and get started. So I was seeing joy, and I was seeing someone jumping up for joy. There is an importance of raising your hands or receiving, being receptive, feeling confident, feeling like life is giving you a huge resonant yes, a positive confirmation. Perhaps even stretching might make you feel good. Just stretching your entire body and embracing the energy that you're feeling will help as well. That open body language, I think, will help. That was what I was seeing. Okay, let me see what I can pick up with the tiger's eye here. Yeah, so I'm getting this message of doing your daily stretches or exercises or using those muscles. And, usually when the divine is referring to muscles, they're referring to intuitive muscles here of trusting your intuition. So usually whenever I get an indication of like stretching or working out or muscles or strength, that means the counter to that is that there's something that makes you feel that where there's resistance, right? In order to build muscles, we need some sort of resistance. And so wherever you're experiencing some sort of resistance in your life, there is a way that you push against that resistance that feels like a win for you. So for some of us, that's meditation. That could be part of it. For some of us, it's affirmations. And there's a message of repetition, like 8 of Pentacles, repeating this ability to use those muscles, it's what's going to help you the most. If you can do that, then that's what's going to help you to power through. So it's not even this like big move or this big dramatic move. It's about consistency in using those muscles. Perhaps it's intuitive muscles or conscious muscles, expanding your consciousness. So that's why meditation is so important, because it's in that state where we're able to majorly expand our consciousness. There's a muscle, an intuitive muscle that we use in order for us to do that. Whatever you do that helps you to elevate into that higher state of consciousness, of like the God consciousness or unity consciousness, that is that muscle that they're needing you to consistently tune into to get yourself into that state, to return back home to that state. Yeah, I'm getting that most of you feel actually quite confident in your pathway, because I'm seeing like an electric line in the field here where they're walking really quick. I'm seeing like a quick pace. So if you keep walking towards that pace intentionally, confidently, trusting yourself, believing in yourself, that's going to also help to build the momentum towards that positive outcome in your life as well. It's not just walking down that path you feel assured in going in, it's the way that you walk down that path that is also important. I'm seeing someone walk with a quick, swift pace, kind of like a Knight of Wands. I'm also getting so I'm picking up the energy of like someone saying goodbye or being sad, like an Eight of Cups. I'm seeing someone look back at a room and thinking to themselves, oh, I'm going to be really sad to leave this behind. So there's something about processing leaving something behind that you're needing to do as well. It's like, oh, I don't want to leave this behind, but I have to. So maybe there's something you're needing to come to terms with within yourself, where you're like, this is a part of you or a part of your life or what you've known for so long and you've been comfortable with so long that you're needing to walk away from and leave behind officially. This is what they're encouraging you to do. So Tiger's Eye obviously is connected to confidence. This is my Capricorn energy. So this is about thinking about those long-term goals that you have. And I think that's what's going to be an important motivator for you, is for you to think about where you see yourself from 5 years from now. Wherever you see yourself 5 years from now, whatever it is you're wanting to create, whatever that dream reality is, what are you willing to do right now to get there? If you have an idea of what you're confidently moving towards, like the feeling or the experience, not necessarily specifics, then you might feel a lot more confident about the direction you're moving in, right? The pathway. I'm seeing it here too. So you know exactly where you want to go and who you want to be and who you want to become. That's not the question. It's about keep moving and how you want to keep moving in that direction. That's going to help you the most. Okay. Pull cards. Star card. Fate, destiny. So this is a time for you to really reflect and take into consideration, where do you really see yourself? Who do you really want to be? You already have a destiny you're moving towards. And part of it has something to do with a bigger collective energy, a bigger collective vision of you being part of something, of you being able to serve in a way that is nourishing for the universe, for people, for community. You want to pour out this love, pour out this kindness, offer something to people. This is a powerful card to come out on the first pull, I have to say, because they're most certainly, they're calling direct guidance towards understanding that you are stepping into your destiny here. that you're moving in that direction, that calling. You're listening to it and you're moving towards it as well. Yeah. And I'm getting this vision of someone looking into like a mirror or looking into a water where they see their reflection and loving what they're seeing in that reflection. And the energy that they're emanating in it as well. I'll pull one more. Yeah. Actually, I'm just going to start pulling some oracle cards and then I'll pull some additional ones afterwards. So this is the thing that we're needing to work on, is the bully. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. So I think some of you with that Capricorn energy have perhaps high expectations, or just as a human being in general, you struggle with perfectionism, or you struggle with shame and guilt, where you're feeling like you're needing to meet a certain standard that you're not able to meet, and you feel this pressure to maybe put on yourself or push on yourself. And perhaps this is something that you learned in your environment, particularly around the shadow masculine energies. We're looking at clouds here. So to me, that's like the voices or the words you hear in your head that aren't positive, that are pushing you in that negative direction, that are pressuring you to feel bad about yourself. And they just want you to know it's just wind. It's just wind. It's just wind. It blows right past you. And I'm seeing someone stand strong in that wind. So in spite of the wind of what words may come at you from people or from yourself, can you stand steady in the chaos in spite of it? I'm also really loving the blue here. It's very vibrant. And to me, it's just taking me to that clarity and positivity as well. So I think you're in a place right now where you're confronting some of those fears within yourself that are pushing you or pressuring you. So the words we have for the shadow attribute is conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. So that means when people hurt us, we hurt them or we hurt ourselves. Because there's a deep fear behind that experience, and it's become unconscious, perhaps. So we have here priest. So to me, this is a very transcendent energy. Facilitates spiritual commitment, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. Paints a huge contrast to the bully. And I feel like we're getting a little bit of a color theme with the blues, right? So it's like the alternative of this bully energy is like the priest energy, where we're prioritizing our life experience so that we're committing to something, right? With the Aquarius, being of service to other people, giving them nourishment here. You're being called to facilitate those spiritual commitments. I wouldn't doubt for one second that you guys know that already, and that you know that you are a channel of very beautiful, high frequency, beautiful energies where you can be of help and of aid to other people in some way. The shadow attribute is violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. So the way that you guys you in group number 1 can thrive is for you to prioritize your destiny, your fate, your purpose above all else. And this will make things so much easier and help to alleviate that pressure, take the pressure off of you, and help you to feel so much more aligned with whatever your next action steps are. We have here fairy tale, 7 Aquarius, believe the impossible, daydreams, romantic ending, universal archetypes, hopeful, magic, unicorns, rainbows, aspire, happily ever after, fanciful, stories we tell. Yeah, so the universe is most definitely confirming to you to believe in the impossible. We're getting a theme here again, the grays and the blues. Gray to me is a very calming energy. So I feel like you guys have a very strong, confident, calming aura about you at times. And with that 7, right, you're very tuned into your spiritual essence. And this is what you tune into that gives you the confidence to do anything. It's a powerful driving force for you when you believe in magic. Unicorns and rainbows. Yes, yes. You probably have certain daydreams that have come through to you through your intuition with that Cancer. Or you just have a sense for it and you know that everything is going to work out. And everything always works out. We have here Mars. And then let's go ahead and pull a clarifier for that Mars. We got a couple. We have here House 5 and Mercury. Now's the time for you to be absolutely confident about your past. We have House 5, we have Mars. These are very confident, progressive energies. They're all about moving forward. Even Mercury can be a really nice light energy to help you access that intellect and those ideas that help you feel motivated. I'm seeing someone who is writing down their ideas and they're feeling so excited to take the next steps in their life in helping these ideas to come to fruition here. So I think they're definitely giving you a confidence boost and reassuring you that it is a good time for you to take actions on those desires and these ideas that have come to mind. So I feel like we're again being taken to the theme of blue with this Mercury, and it's most definitely taking me to those thoughts in your thought process. And I feel like you've sort of figured out with this Mars in 5th house on how to access a thought process that feels progressive. It feels like you can move forward and move on. You've learned how to move on from those past either mistakes or situations or feelings that have kept you feeling down. Here. Okay, one more card. Confidence is a theme. So they want you to be confident in the ideas that are coming towards you. Many of you have ideas that are coming towards you. They're insistent. They keep telling you. They're reminders, powerful, positive reminders of what is to come, of where you're being called to go in, what direction you're being called to go in. And this is what they're wanting you to be very confident in, is in this vision. Whatever vision you guys have been given, it is accurate in terms of the general outcome, the emotional outcome that comes with it. Whatever Spirit has promised you is the promise. It's a kept promise. They want you to be confident in this kept promise, confident in what you're hearing that is positive, is progressive, confident in your creative ideas here. So whatever, perhaps you put some things on pause at this time or for some time, or it's sort of been progressing slowly. I think get in the lab, get creative, get in your studio and get making and creating whatever it is that you feel called to create. This is where you need to be putting your attention and your time, because what they're showing me is you already have the abilities, the skills, and the talent to see it through. You channel beautifully. You channel your ideas. They come so fluidly, so effortlessly. And it's just a matter of you moving forward and seeing it through. Perhaps even taking the time to network as well, connect with others who are interested in similar ideas as well, or to look into people who are doing something similar, because I want you to feel excited about what's to come next. I think go ahead and do the research and feel okay with moving on. It's time to move on to the next portion of this experience here. Okay, final bit of advice. We have 10th house, we got the sun. Look at that Capricorn energy. Confidence, definitely, and Scorpio. So you're transforming into someone who is confident and secure in who you are. It all starts with you. But this confidence is going to be feeding into your future, into the vision that you see for yourself and the life that you're wanting to create. Here, you are transforming into the rising phoenix. And as the one who is the transformative rising phoenix here, feel confident continuously. They want you to be ready to move on to the next step as you're being promoted, especially by the universe. Because you've been willing to take the time to expand. This is elevating you into a higher position of promotion where you will be in a place of leadership here. Your magnetism, your also maybe intuitive abilities here with the priest, there's no doubt, no question about it. Some of you guys most certainly have powerful intuitive abilities, and this is going to be put into the spotlight soon. So just get ready for that. I hope you guys are excited. That's going to be the end of your reading here, group number 1. Like, subscribe to support, and let me know if this resonates. Thanks. Bye. Hey, group number 2, if you chose this lovely fluorite here, this is going to be the reading for you. All right, let's go ahead and pull some energies first, and then I'll pull cards. Okay, I was seeing someone push themselves out, forward. Either you're being propelled to move forward and out, or there's something you are needing to do where you put yourself out there. Sort of like coming out of the spiritual closet. I don't know if there's something you're feeling like you are being called to do where you feel like it's going to put you on the spot, or you feel like people are maybe going to have judgments or something to say about this, but I'm hearing do it. Whatever puts you out there where you can't hide. Put yourself out there, like, completely. Maybe this has something to do with talking about what it is that you do, or sharing what it is that you do with other people. And I'm also hearing that perhaps now is the time for you to start sharing that, sharing your goals, sharing your ideas, because now's the time. You're ready. Whereas before, you were still being prepared, or you were still in training, but I'm hearing now's the time to start advertising or showing up, or showing yourself up and out about what it is that you're being called to do. If you've put like a business idea on hold, if you're wanting to be a coach or be of service to people in some way, I'm hearing now's the time for you to put yourself out there, or just be out there. Energetically, like, just say yes, I guess. Really. Okay, let me see what I can pick up with this fluorite here. Okay, you guys are stepping into a time of luck. I was seeing this scarab beetle. You guys are stepping into a time of prosperity and luck. So wherever you felt hesitant before on something working out or being accomplished, luck is in your favor right now. And now's the time. Because before it wasn't. because you had other things going on. There were other things going on. There's a transformation that was taking place, but it's like now is the time because luck is on your side. And yeah, it's very much the timing here as well. Okay, let's see what I'm picking up here. I'm seeing someone sitting. What is that? What does that mean? Oh. So they may just mean energetically put yourself out there, because I'm seeing someone sitting and I'm seeing them sit. Let's say someone sits at the top, at the front of the stage, and they're just sitting and they're just waiting. And they allow the people, this could be clients, customers, or whatever, to come to them. I'm just seeing them wait. So I'm hearing sit and wait. If you feel called to take action, it's up to you. But I'm hearing it's coming towards you. Just be ready. Be ready. Be ready to receive. Be ready for it to happen. Be ready for the go, the green. Be ready for someone to... Don't be surprised if someone starts asking you for your help or your assistance. Let's put it that way. Because I was seeing someone sit up on stage, and they look sort of like a Buddha, so they're in this very meditative, rested state of receptivity as well. Yeah, something about sitting, waiting. And let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, so I would say I keep getting this patient waiting energy. I would say there's nothing to rush to or towards, but I keep seeing people look in a specific direction, like they're waiting for someone to come in a door or something to come in, or it's about to come in. So they just want you to know something's coming towards you. There's an opportunity coming towards you, and all you have to do is wait with anticipation, a patient anticipation of something coming. Okay. So Fluoritie is always about clarity and thinking clearly. And I feel like there's not really anything, you don't need to think of anything or think of what to do. It's just a matter of time. So definitely clear your head, clear your mind, welcome clarity, so that you can think clearly. That way, when a certain opportunity or experience comes towards you, you're more ready. That's what's more important. Okay. Okay, we have Strength card. This is a really cool Strength card because she's so relaxed. I think she's always relaxed, but the line particularly is very relaxed. So to me, she's already past that experience of needing to tame the fear or tame the vulnerability. She's past that. She's already at this point where she's like, yeah, I've already done it. I've done it before. I'm not afraid to move forward or proceed forward. I know how things are going to go next because I'm confident in myself here with the Strength card. So we have the Devil here. And then let's pull a clarifier for that. Oh, that one flipped. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. So sometimes the Devil card can also represent Capricorn as well. And to me, the Ten of Pentacles always takes me to Capricorn energy. There's something about the secret to abundance or prosperity, or us being able to obtain what we want, is us being able to tame the fear. That's what I'm getting here. It's like once you take care of that, the tempting thoughts or frustrations, once you've gotten a handle of that, here with that Lion, this is easy. The easy part. The hard part is the taming the fears. The easy part is the receiving once you've done that. So it's like, rest assured, you have been doing a wonderful job of working through your fears, and most certainly give yourself that acknowledgement, because that's what's helping you to manifest this co-creative 10 of Pentacles, this abundance experience, this legacy for yourself that you've been working for. You know, we have a materialistic idea of legacy and what society teaches us that legacy and abundance is. And then there's the spiritual understanding of it, which is essentially spiritual manifestation, which is about understanding that you are this receptive magnetic energy. But in order for us to truly activate that powerful magnetic energy within us, we have to tame the fear. And that's the hardest part for so many to do, that I would have to say some don't know or understand that that's what's controlling them, is the fear is controlling them. And they don't even know that's what you're supposed to do. Like, we want to avoid the fear, but I'm like, actually face the fear, and this is what is on the other side. Face the fear. And then you get to see what's on the other side of it. And you'll be blown away. So you guys have been doing a phenomenal job at taming your fears. We have child wounded. So you've been working through your wounds here. Awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. Opens the learning path of forgiveness, right? So it's forgiveness. I mean, most of us don't want to be even put in a situation where we have to forgive. We just want things to sort of work out or stay positive. But in truth, it's the forgiveness that is a superpower. Because when you learn how to forgive one person or one situation, so many other things after that don't bother you. So there's this energy, even with this person who's just waiting patiently, of unbothered, group number 2, that you're embracing for yourself. Because you've been working through those fears, and those fears were actually your wounds and the emotional baggage that you were born with. And there may be a lot of stories connected to that, but if in general you can forgive whatever happened, then it doesn't matter what the story is, it's done. And now a new story gets to be told. We have here curtain call, 6 Leo, acclaim, fame, recognition, parade, celebrity, admiration, applause, show, appreciation, spotlight, focused, attention, theater, act, performance. You're watching a movie. Yeah, you are the main character in your story. We all are. You know, it's not an egoic thing. That's actually how we function, is we all have an ego, and it's not going to completely disappear, where we're not going to feel like we have this separate existence or individual existence. But the paradox that we live in is that when we acknowledge this, we're freed, and we're allowed to be ourselves and embrace all of what we are, as well as all of what the world is, while not attaching yourself too much to the identity. So with this 6 Leo here, the universe is, again, did I say it to this group? No, maybe not. But this group, you guys are being promoted here. You're being recognized, and the universe most certainly recognizes that. I think some people have made it sound as if this world is just purgatory, and it's not. There is a divine order and a divine flow of things where at some point in time, the recognition does show up in this realm as well. Right? We're no longer attached to this old-fashioned idea of having to wait to die to experience heaven on earth. You can create it. You're ready for your next act. And your next act is this person are the essence of you, where you've birthed this confidence that has come through facing those fears and going through those challenging experiences. This is where we get the confidence. It's through our journey. Our journey gives us the confidence to believe in ourselves. Like, how can you not believe in yourself? There is someone who is giving a speech on their addiction and sobriety today, and she was having a hard time believing in, feeling confident in her speech, even though I've seen her do a great job many times, and it was because she hadn't practiced her speech. But I was like, it doesn't really matter if you had practiced the speech. This is your story. And she was actually talking about forgiveness. I'm like, this is your story. Do you believe in yourself? After everything that you've gone through and the strength that you've built up in those experiences, how can you not understand how amazing you are and how inspiring your story is to other people? So whatever you've gone through, they want you to know that you absolutely should be confident in yourself just because you went through that. That was supposed to show you how to be confident in yourself, not just bring you down. That's part one. Part two is lift yourself up in spite of whatever. So they are recognizing you, and you'll see this co-creative manifestation show up as well. This is what a spiritual manifestation is. It happens through our strength of spirit. And maybe you're at this part where the first act of the play was you feeling like you were this story. And part two act is realizing you're so much more. Okay, we have here Pluto, transformation. So you've gone through a powerful transformation in your life that has reshaped your belief system and your core value system, that has shifted you into valuing yourself more, your experiences more. It has helped to reshape you into someone who has the ability to have a legacy. So most of the people, like celebrities, for example, who are able to obtain lots of success, listen to their story. Almost every single one of them has this rags to riches or transformative story. A lot of them do. The ones who were particularly brilliantly ambitious, they have a story of struggle and hardship connected to that. That's exactly what helped them to manifest their success, and people lose sight of that. They don't realize that that's what's doing it. That's the superpower right there. We have here answers and new beginning. So without question, you can trust within yourself. You have the answers. You already know. You've gone through this powerful transformation that has helped you to access the answers. And a lot of you found that one of the answers to your questions was forgiveness. Forgiving what happened. You're ready for your new beginning, right? Act 2. And Act 2 is filled with all the possibilities of things that you can't even imagine. It's all the things you imagine and things, not all of them, but it's some of the things that you imagine and many things that you couldn't even imagine is what's opening up to you now. All right, final bit of advice for you guys. Mercury, Sagittarius in the 4th house. I feel this also connects to the answers and just sort of some thoughts you have. You are the thing that you seek the most. So as far as answers go, you have the answer. You have the answer to who you are, where you're going next in life, what's going on, what is this, what is that. And I'm sure that gives you a huge boost of confidence to know that you have the answers within you. As far as your security goes, I said you guys were stepping into luck, and we have your Sagittarius energy here. Mercury, and then we also have 4th house, which is about security. So because 4th house is also connected to our psychology, perhaps you've also developed a much more optimistic, positive, truthful psychology of how things actually work. And the beautiful thing about the truth is that everything always works out. There's always a happy ending in the end. This is not the fanciful human understanding of what a happy ending is. This is about the eternal happy ending that we all get to experience. And when we're able to access more of those heavenly truths, those divine truths, and download into us in this realm, we get to experience it. And that's the part that people are missing. I'm like, you don't have to wait to create heaven on earth. You download it. You become it. You choose it. It's up to you. Here. You're understanding that those words you say to yourself significantly impact the story and the experience and the perception of how you receive what's going on in your life. You realize that you can easily bring that black and white, turn it into color, just by understanding the true story that's behind it. And the truth is that the universe is always supporting you, has your back, and very much loves you. Okay, that's going to be the end of your reading here, group number 2. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, subscribe to support, and let me know if this resonates. Thanks. Bye. Hey, group number 3, if you chose this lovely spirit quartz, and this is going to be the reading for you. All right, let's go ahead and pull energies first, and then we'll pull cards. Okay, cool. I got a reference to one of the previous readings I got, which was the dark horse. You are a dark horse, my dear. It's so funny. I didn't really know what a dark horse was, and then I looked it up the other day, even though I had mentioned it in my reading. And then I was like, oh, of course, that makes sense. But a dark horse is the one that people don't expect to succeed. The hidden one. And then out of nowhere, they just win the race. That's what you are. You're a dark horse. Perhaps the one that people underestimate. You know, I think underestimation and being an underdog is a universal story that the universe likes to use. Think about it. Anyone who's ever made a huge impact, ripple effect in history has been an underdog. St. John of the Cross, for example, who wrote the Dark Night of the Soul poem, was an underdog. He was a dark horse. He had a very difficult life. His family was poor. He went to a school just based off of the little accessibility that he had. He was able to go to school. I think it was like a school, I don't know if it was under the church, but he didn't have the most privileged lifestyle. At some point, he decided to commit himself to the monastery and to Christ, become a monk, a priest, and he was given a very difficult challenges. I think it was Teresa de Avalon, or Teresa de Avila, who he was really connected with. He believed in her beliefs, but at the time, during I think it was the 16th century, the church was going through a reform, the Catholic Church, right? So they were struggling between, I think, more of a Catholic or Protestant belief system. And he was in support of Teresa de Avila's. And because his superiors were in disagreement, they disagreed with his beliefs and his desire to pursue what he wanted to. He was at some point imprisoned for about 8 months. And he literally went through a dark night. In a prison cell, he was spiritually, emotionally, physically deprived. Not given the best food or the best living situation, and he was whipped. So it was very difficult, but he survived it. In fact, he escaped, found safety, was brought back into a promotion or a good position as a monk, but towards the end of his life, he was isolated, or essentially, I don't know what you call it when you put someone in jail, but you put them in like an isolated place. He ended up getting sick and passing away. And yet, years later, decades later, he was recognized by many popes after him. And his contribution of the dark night of the soul was never forgotten. So, some of us, we question why is my life so difficult? Why is this so challenging? And it's stories like that that help to remind us why it's a good thing. And that in the end, the good guy wins, so to speak. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and see what I can pick up from this. Okay, so the first thing I was seeing was a Z, and I saw it collapse. What does that mean? Not sure. But there's something about transformation or changing or shifting a perspective. It was kind of what I was picking up, because it changed. It collapsed on itself, like it enclosed or it closed into itself. So that's really taking me to a change in perspective. I think that's the most important message, is a change in perspective. And there's something like simple. Do you know how when you get those, it's like a collapsible bin or a collapsible dish of some sort? There's something about the simplicity of it just collapsing almost effortlessly. Oh, also a collapsing of realities as well. So the illusion is the reality that was playing out before, where you're like, oh, I believe in this reality, like this is real. And then it collapsed and it wasn't real. So I think you guys have seen past, you've worked past some illusions or delusions that have been misleading you or leading you astray, where you felt like, wow, this is so real. And the reality just collapsed. It changed, it transformed to the point where it's like, nope, it's not. It's not anything to worry about or anything. It's not as difficult as you thought it was, perhaps. Yeah, I'm getting this reference to a knife and cutting right through it. And I'm also seeing like how easy it is to slice right through. So I'm seeing someone slice through like tofu or something really soft and spongy, like cake. It's like it's actually a lot easier to slice through that false reality than you think. So I think this is what we do through our conscious awareness that we give it. It slices that false reality or illusion or delusion really easily and almost effortlessly. Yeah, so with this spirit quartz, I actually get a lot of different visions with this one. So quartz in general are connected to purification, a purifying of energies. This one sometimes comes off as a teacher energy I get through this, spiritual teacher. I also get crown chakra quite strong with this as well. Insight, crown chakra. So I think you've been working very powerfully with your crown chakra, and it's been helping to give you a lot of downloads and insights that have been helping to align all of your chakras. All of them. Okay, let's pull cards and see how can you thrive during this time. Group number 3. Three of Cups. And we pull one more. Clarify. Okay, I heard Singing in the Rain, and I was being taken to Debbie Allen, and who else was that guy who was in American in Paris? That wonderful, gifted dancer as well. So I was taken to Singing in the Rain, the scene with Debbie Allen and the other 2 very gifted dancers whose names I'm forgetting right now. So to me, this is about being authentic. I think Broadway in general is a very select group of people who are willing to be authentic, be themselves, showmen. I'm hearing showmen, show out. So there's something about that confidence that theater kids have that feels so like sunlight. Jupiter, like sunlight, so bright. What I also love about Broadway is that it's about harmonizing with your fellow dancers and singers. And you have to harmonize when it comes to dancing and singing. You have to be able to dance and sing at the same time. And be like loud. Very much look at me. Look at me. So it's not about ego. It's more about I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to do this. I'm proud to be a part of this experience and to share it with all these people. And I always felt like Broadway theater kids had that energy about them where they're just willing to show up and show out, be themselves. So that's what I'm getting from this Three of Cups here. Singing in the Rain. So that's So Tribe coming through as well. How do you thrive? It helps to lean on community and people who you can relate to. There are people in your life right now, I'm sure, who you can connect with, even if it's just through the internet and through social media. And that is a connection. Even though it's an internet connection, it's a connection nonetheless. So lean on those connections to help you to feel confident in yourself and where you're going. Because with the internet these days, honestly, there's no reason to truly feel alone. There's so many people who are going through exactly what you go through. And I think maybe some people just have a hard time seeing past that limitation and seeing the possibility because they believe in this lie that they are isolated. So I think some of you are overcoming this feeling or this experience of thinking that you are isolated, that you are alone in this journey or this experience and who you are. And it turns out there's a ton of people who are just like you, who have the same interests and share the same dreams, desires. They want to be a part of that same Broadway play as you. So with the Ace of Wands here, this is about beginning something new, starting something new, and lighting the fire. In order for us to ignite new beginnings in our lives, we have to be willing to light that fire here. I think this is an interesting depiction because so this is ceremonial, by the way. This feels very celebratorial, ceremonial. Also feels like a collective dance, a ceremonial dance as well, of celebration, celebrating yourself. But what's interesting about this depiction with the Ace of Wands is that they're lighting many different candles. This one looks like it's almost going out. So what this is showing us is that it takes quite a bit of fire to ignite our new beginning. You can't just light it once. You got to light it multiple times before you really get that fire going. Just like putting together a bonfire. It takes, I don't know, maybe about 10 to 15 minutes, depending, to really get a fire going. And I feel like for you, it's been taking some time to get that fire burning, churning, and going. But this is also a co-creative experience. So they just want to let you know, you're not doing this alone. When you get that co-creative experience, fire going, you're creating this new beginning with the collective. So you all share a part in that experience and getting that going. And we're helping each other, even if it's not literally helping each other, we're energetically helping each other. We're all part of this collective pool of energy. So light that fire. Keep lighting the fire. Keep lighting your fire, feeling the passion for what it is you truly believe in the truth, in the divine, in your gifts, in creativity, in a positive future. Keep lighting that fire. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Pull some additional cards here. We have here Child Orphan. Independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering the fear of surviving. Yeah, what was I talking about? Feeling like you're alone, Child Orphan. This is an illusion, and this is probably an archetype soul contract that you've been healing for some time, is this Child Orphan energy. There's a reason why you always felt different and you always felt alone, because it's part of your contract. And there's something powerful here on the other side, is you learn how to become independent. You will not know how to be independent if you're trying to assimilate and be like everybody else. You'll always be codependent on other people's validation to succeed. And the universe is saying you don't have to do that. You've also been working at conquering the fear of surviving. So wherever you've been struggling, perhaps it's been in your physical with this red root chakra survival experience. Perhaps you've been feeling like you've been in a state of survival in your most recent past. Just know that you've been working at conquering this fear. And that's the scariest fear. That root chakra fear is the scariest fear of all. But the antithesis of this is also spiritual manifestation. So it's like you, by acknowledging the root chakra fears in us, we're able to shoot up into the highest level of consciousness, which is that 7th level of consciousness. That's that spiritual manifestation and abundance energy within us here. So at this point, I feel like you guys have, I wouldn't say mastered, but you've become very comfortable with being independent, thinking independently, or being alone in your ideas and concepts particularly. I wouldn't say literally being alone. That's impossible, because the universe is always giving us people, a tribe, family to support us no matter what. I've noticed a theme in my life and other people's life. Even if you have a hard time recognizing it, there are people around you who are always supporting you in the physical realm. Okay, pull more cards. So we also have your feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. This is really weird. So just today I was watching a video about a girl talking about her surrogacy. She's a surrogacy baby, and she felt like this caused abandonment issues in her. The funny thing is, a lot of people have abandonment issues. Pretty much every single person has abandonment issues here. And it doesn't matter whether it's surrogacy or not surrogacy, we all have them. But she was very convinced that this story, oh, my mom left me, or I didn't feel close to my birth parents, or my biological parents, but I felt close to my birth mother or something, that was the reason for her abandonment wounds and her emotional upheaval throughout life. But it really is just emotional baggage we are all born with. The story doesn't matter. We change the story. It's different every time. And it's our job to see past the illusion of the story. The story changes, but the feeling is the same. It's exactly the same. So you've been moving past those feelings of abandonment that have perhaps stifled your maturation. Maybe you've attached yourself to a story or a group of people and you felt like, hey, I can't grow up because of this, or you invalidated your maturation. You say, well, I can't grow up because, like Michael Jackson had childhood trauma. He had the Peter Pan thing where he couldn't grow up because he didn't have a childhood. That was the irony, is he never fully matured because he was so overwhelmed by his traumatized childhood of having to become a worker early on who was providing for the family essentially. And then, perhaps you've been codependent on other people to fulfill those shoes of abandonment, but no one's ever fulfilled it because only you could fulfill those shoes. We have the checkered flag, swords and scales, and the crystal ball. All right, I love this blue theme here with the 3 of Cups. I feel like you have a very powerful intuition about what you feel called to do and who you feel called to be with the singing in the rain. I think you're going to be with your people. Group number 3. I think it's either, I think you probably experienced that with people before, but I think you have a confidence and and you trust that those people will continuously show up in your life as well. Because you've had a premonition, you've had visions, you've had an instinct, you've always sensed that there were people or a tribe of people who were truly meant to be aligned with you and your path here. You have that powerful perception. So continue to trust that, especially with the spirit quartz that really, you probably have some spiritual abilities that have been heightening, expanding, awakening. They really want you to pay attention to this because it's teaching you some things about your future. It's teaching about where you're going. It's teaching you about your destiny, your purpose, and what you're being called to create. So use that discernment here. Use that discernment. What was I watching? Someone was talking about discernment. Yeah, the discernment is truth, not truth. We have here the 1 Libra. This is also about thinking clearly. Truth, justice, that things always balance out. This is the divine law, that everything always balances out and the pendulum always swings. But if only people could be patient with that and let that pendulum swing. So you'll go from being the orphan to someone who has the tribe here. So the pendulum always swings. You'll go from an ending to a new beginning here. So with the 9 Leo checkered flag, conclusion, outcome, finale, just know that you are in a stage of completion here, ready to ignite your new beginning quite powerfully. You're finishing first, right? With the dark horse, that's what I was seeing, right? The race horse finishing first, and you are moving towards that, achieving a new beginning for yourself, a fulfillment, a life of fulfillment here. We have here feeling relieved, 9 Leo. Yeah, 9 is definitely about closing out that cycle. You're ready to do it. This group I've been talking a little bit longer, so I'm like, where am I at? Okay, we have here Uranus. And let's pull a clarifier for this Uranus. We have Venus. Oh, nice. Venus helps us to connect to pleasures in our lives, attuning to pleasures, also experiencing pleasure, and in spite of difficulty, finding a way to tune into pleasure no matter what. To find the value, it says here, find the value, give and receive. Can you find the value in your life experiences, even if they are challenging? Can you see the beauty in the difficulty, even if it is challenging here? There's something so valuable about that experience. And with that Uranus here, that helps you to radically shift your perspective. Radically shift your perspective into seeing how everything always works out. How everything, even though it was challenging, was actually working in your benefit. So what's going to help you is knowing that you are closing out the cycle. You're ready to enter into your new beginning. You're ready to sing in the rain with your people, your tribe. Here, to know that you are not alone and to acknowledge that this is just a fear and an illusion, is being alone. And to know that things are going to radically shift in your life for the better with this Uranus and Venus, where it will be prosperous, it will be abundant, and overall loving and positive. So there's a fear sometimes, when things are, you're struggling and you just keep thinking things are going to get worse, it's going to get worse, it's going to get worse. But I dare you to believe that things will get better. Or it will work out for the highest good. And that even if things are difficult, it's for a reason, a good reason. There's a reason why this thing didn't work out. I had a friend of mine's actually, their father was fired from a job. And after that father was fired from the job, their dog passed away, and his father ended up in a hospital. So because he was fired from that job, he had enough money financially for their family to be taken care of. But because he was fired from that job, he could take that time to spend those last moments with his dog, his older dog, I think, who was maybe 14 when they passed away, and his father, who was sick. He was able to help him get back to his health. So sometimes there's a reason for these things to happen. We just don't know. We don't see the bigger picture. And we're very much challenged when we're going through it to see that or to trust it. At that point, you don't see it, but can you trust it? Because this is divine law. There's a divine order to things. We have here fertility. Beautiful. This is about the abundance showing up in your life. So know that there is a time for fertility, for things to multiply. Things are going to be multiplying in your life. This is what's going to help you to thrive. If you have multiplication of ideas that are coming up or inspirations with this Ace of Wands, most certainly follow those inspiration. Follow those little breadcrumbs and see where they're going to take you, because it's not taking you, well, where'd they end up when they ate the breadcrumbs? To a house? It's gonna take you to a whole house. Maybe literally for some of you with this child orphan root chakra energy coming through. Right? This is a very much abundant experience where you're going to feel so relaxed with the Venus energy. With the Venus energy here and the tree. And this tree is just providing for her. This is Mother Nature. And part of the divine laws is that Mother Nature always provides. That's a divine law. All right, final advice. We got Mercury Sagittarius in the 10th house. I might roll again for you guys because I kind of got similar roll for another group. Yeah, so this is about optimism. When it comes to the 10th house, career, reputation, legacy, your life purpose, this is getting a huge boost for you guys here. Maybe some of you actually feel called to communicate with Uranus energy, your ideas. That might also be why I got a reference to Singing in the Rain, because they're communicating positive messages, singing in the rain. Oh yeah, and actually singing, I don't really know all of the lyrics, but I think that singing in the rain is about staying optimistic in spite of life pouring down on you. So maybe some of you have gone through an experience or many experiences where things were particularly hard and difficult, and then you came through it, you got through it, and you were blessed, and you're like, okay, I want to show other people that this exists. And that's why we go through things, because then we can be a living inspiration. So with that Mercury Sagittarius in the 10th house, I feel like you guys are being called to be a living inspiration. Every single one of us is, but it's such an honor for it to be activated in our lives. And the thing is, unless we don't go through things, unless we don't have an interesting story, however temporary it may be, we don't have the testimony or the evidence to show people that it works, because we don't have any difficulty. Who wants to hear a story about someone who's just always perfect and everything just works out? That's a very boring story. We want to see this person go on their own hero's journey here. And you guys are going on and have been on you're going on your hero's journey. But now you're going to have the honor of being able to share that experience with lots of people. Perhaps spread the word, whether it's through writing, communication, some kind of art form you're being called to tune into, or being a teacher, right? With that Sagittarius energy, the Spirit Quartz connects me to being a teacher here and giving that knowledge, that guidance to other people for how they can overcome and see through their hero's journey as well. It's 1:44 for you guys, so that is definitely a beautiful gift, as we can see, for you. So go ahead and share your experience with other people. Don't be shy, but also know that there's a timing for these things. I think now would be a really good time to take some time to reflect on it. Take the time to reflect on your experiences, your stories, the upheavals you've gone through, and maybe even reflect on, how would I tell this story to someone? How would I show them that they can overcome this? You can even think to yourself, what kind of art form would I like to put this in? What kind of creative form would I like to put this in? So with that fertility in Venus, I feel like you have some beautiful, brilliant, creative ideas that are coming your way that are going to inspire you and spark you to follow your inspiration and create and share your experiences with others and be an inspiration to the world. Okay, that's going to be the end of your reading here, group number 3. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, subscribe to support, and let me know if this resonates. Thank you. Bye.